was so impressed with the Texsport Camo 2-man pup tent, I decided to go out and get another one of their products. I went and purchased this here is their headquarters Camo Dome tent. Now, by all means, this is not going to be a backpacking tent because it weighs 3.5 pounds. That's a lot of freaking weight. So the reason I got it was going to be more of a base camp or a first camp tent where you come in, you store your gear, and you kind of branch off from there. I just recently received it, so I haven't really even opened it up, so we're going to be taking a look at this for the very first time. So, let's go ahead and see what the contents of the tent case contain. First thing we got, looks like they put a little bit of literature in there for us to read about their products. And it would appear the tent case is made out of a ripstop nylon. And of course they sew the instructions in there, which actually comes in quite handy for those of us who don't know how to set up a tent. Still got the factory ties on here. Yeah, it is definitely quite heavy. Okay, let's see what we come with. We have the factory stakes, which I suggest you probably want to switch those out. Something a little bit longer. But the good thing about these stakes is they are actually made of real metal, so they're pretty heavy duty. What else we got? Ropes. Of course, the tightness for the ropes. We have a nice little heavy duty Rainfly. And it looks like the poles, we kind of made a little pouch for them out of ripstop polyurethane tarp. Oh, this is kind of neat. Looks like they went ahead and put in, yeah, I'll be darned, look at that. Went ahead and put some bungee cord in there to kind of hold the poles together, or snap them together. Now it feels pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Not a very good grade of bungee cord, or in other words, it's not very heavy duty. But I think it'll get the job done. Also, they got a, what's this here? We got a missing piece somewhere. Either that's an extra. I'm sure we'll figure that out later. Wait a minute. I bet it goes here. Oh well, no big deal. Probably throw a little gloop in there to hold it in at a later date. Okay, now we've seen what's in the tent. I'm going to put all this off to the side. Get this out of the way. Let's go ahead and sprawl the tent out and kind of stake it down a little bit. Got a nice little area over here picked out by the lake. And there's not very many rocks on the ground. Of course, I don't think we have to worry about a ground cloth because it's made of a polyurethane ripstop tarp, so I'm pretty sure it's pretty heavy duty. The size of the tent looks to be right about 9 by 9, so that's pretty freaking big. Let's go ahead and start staking it out. And we'll be using the factory stakes for this run. Now, I know for a fact, underneath the tent, you've also got tie downs to stake out. There's one on each side. That kind of helps hold the sides taut. Kind of really impressed how well these side pull-outs or tie downs are actually sewn on the tent itself. Now let's get the poles spread out and see what we have. Here we have two different sizes. We got real long poles, which is for the tent, and we have two short poles, which are for the Rainfly. So we're going to start by assembling the long poles, and we're just going to put them in a X formation across the tent. And there's some sleeves that you need to slide these poles in. And I'm going to give you a little heads up. I found a long time ago, you cannot force these through the sleeves. They'll come undone and possibly rip the tent, because remember, this is not a $300 tent. This tent is under probably about $100. So I'm going to go ahead and find the sleeves and just gently slide these all the way through. Another thing is, another real quick tip, is you want to push, not pull, because if you pull, these poles will come undone, and you're going to have a freaking mess going on inside the sleeve, and you have to fish it out of there. It looks like we got our first spaghetti mess. It appears all the bungee cord has got itself tied up in a little bit of a knot. We're going to do the exact same thing with this one, just gently push it through the tent sleeves. We got that done. Here comes the fun part. I'm going to do this by myself. Usually it takes two people. So we'll see how this works out. On the end of each one of the tent tie downs where we put our stake, there's a little pin and a hook. You have to hook the inside of the pole into the pin. We'll go ahead and start with this side. There's the little pin I was talking about. We're almost there. One more corner to do. Go. Now for the fun part. I'm trying to do this by myself. On the sides, you have all these little tabs right here, the quick connect tabs. Just basically hook on the poles. Now, it's starting to look a little like a tent, isn't it? At this point, if it's not going to rain, we can probably stop the process right here because it's got quite a bit of ventilation on the roof, the no-see mesh. But we're going to go ahead and throw the Rainfly on it. So I got everything over here we're going to need for this. Of course, the last two remaining sets of poles, the short ones, and the Rainfly itself. I'm going to go ahead and spread this out on the ground. The last phase is we got to put the poles in the Rainfly. On each one of the ends here, you've got little bitty pockets that you actually slide the poles themselves into to help form a nice little arch of it, or arch for the Rainfly. Now after we get all the poles in, they've got little tie downs that you tie the poles to the fly itself to help actually support it. The damn fly is attacking me. Here's the little tie downs I was talking about. We're just going to tie a simple little bow knot on there so we can get them off at a later time. Now looking at the Rainfly, I've actually noticed they have seam sealed this with seam sealant tape, which I thought is kind of interesting, but I would still probably seam seal it when you before your first usage. Alright, one more tie down to do. Well, with that done, I think we're actually ready to put this on a tent. See what we got. Now we're putting that on top of the tent. Each one of these ends of the bungee cord's got a little hook on there. So we're going to hook down on the ring where you actually put the tent poles or the tent supports into. Back here. And trust me, it does help when you have two people to do this. Since I'm doing it by myself, I'm going to make some mistakes, it looks like. Actually, it went on a lot better than I thought it would. Kind of impressed. There's one more phase of the project left, and that's to actually put the guidelines on the tent. But since I'm pretty sure I'm going to switch the ropes out to a better and stronger rope, I'm going to go ahead and just assemble one for demonstration purposes. But they give you the guidelines. Right here, it pretty much looks, well, they're not too bad, but I'm definitely going to switch them out. They kind of like, looks like cheaply made shoestrings. So each side of the tent on the fly, they've got your little tab right here. What we're going to do is I made spaghetti. Did you look at that? All I need is just one guideline. No worries. Now you can leave these on the fly at all time, but I'm just going to tie a simple, I think I'm just put a little bullet right. Rabbit comes out of the hole, around the tree, and back through the hole again. A simple little knot. So I'm going to put a, yeah, look at that. That's why we're going to switch the ropes out. That's right, this will work great for the demonstration purposes. I'm going to put a simple little knot here. Let's go ahead and stake it to the ground. Now you don't want to pull it too tight because you're going to have to go around and actually determine how much tension you have to put on each one of the stakes. That way the Rainfly itself is sitting pretty square on the tent. And now for the most important part, let's go inside and take a look and see what this tent actually is like and how well it's made. Come on. Definitely like, I'm going to have to say, I like how the Rainfly hangs over the door. In fact, it lines up even with the floor of the tent so to keep the rain off there. That's kind of handy. It's definitely made of a heavy-duty fabric. Feels like maybe a polytarp with ripstop in it. The zippers, I have to say the zippers aren't half bad. It's got tie downs on the door to hold the rain cover in, and it looks like, yep, they're different from the tie downs from the bug net, actually the screen. Not bad so far. There's enough room underneath to let the air come inside the tent. Let's go inside the tent, take a look around. It's big. I mean, bug net's working already. Looks like we got some skeeters trying to come in and visit us. Oh, they're already in the darn tent. Oh well. There's a lot of room in here. I'm impressed. You could probably fit a queen size air mattress. Oh, I like this here. Somewhere to store your gear. Let's open the windows. Not bad at all. Oh, you got a little hanger here I can hang my tent light off of. That's really convenient. And we got a little factory mess up there. I can fix that up later. That seems to be some string from the sewing machine for the zippers. So far the zippers work really good. Okay, this one's kind of hanging up a little bit. Seems like we've got a caught in the bug mesh. Let's go out and take a look at that. A lot of airflow. Huh. I kind of can't wait to take this out for a field test. Definitely got a hard floor here. Definitely polytarp floor, so you probably won't need a ground cloth on it. Looks like they've got some Velcro tie downs in here to secure the Rainfly to the tent. I kind of missed those. And down here we got a couple more stake hold downs to help hold the front of the tent in. Sorry, fascinated by the new tent. You know how it is. I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of like it. I can't really give you a good rating on it yet until I actually take it out in the field and sleep in it overnight. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna have to rent a camping ground because this thing is just way too big to carry into most of my spots I like to backpack at. But this kind of been a look at a Texsport Camo headquarters. I think it's about a 4-man, 5-man tent. And so far what I've seen of it, I'm pretty happy with it. Now don't forget, you still got to tie your supports on the side, even if it's going to be windy or not windy, just, you know, to kind of help tie it down to the ground. But I'm going to change the ropes on that. But I'm pretty happy with it. I can't wait to take it out and field test it. If I left anything out or you see something I missed, feel free to leave a comment. But like always, thanks for watching.